My brother stood across from me, radiating that same slick confidence. He always had the kind that made people believe in him. Until it was too late, he wore his smirk like a badge, leaning back in his chair as if the whole world was some private joke only he understood. "We've already split the estate," he said, voice dripping with casual cruelty. "Your exclusion, that wasn't some clerical oversight. It was intentional." His eyes gleamed with malice as he added, "And your wife, she's mine now." The words landed like a punch I'd already braced for. The lawyer beside us didn't even flinch. He simply adjusted his spectacles and turned another page of the will, his tone calm, almost cold. "However," he said, "the document lists only him as the sole heir." The room went still, heavy, suffocating. They say blood ties are thicker than water, stronger than steel. But when they break, they don't just snap, they scorch, they burn. They carve wounds that never quite heal. For most of my life, I placed my faith in Daniel, my older brother, the golden boy, the one with the movie star smile and a knack for bending fate to his will. I admired him, envied him, trusted him. I thought we were a team. I never saw that I was just another pawn in his game, an accessory to his spotlight, a shadow trailing behind his shine. Our father had poured everything into the family business: his time, his sweat, his health. Oil lived beneath his fingernails, even on Sundays. I still remember being 12, perched on a wooden stool in the garage while he showed me how to rebuild a carburetor from scratch. By 13, I was running the shop on weekends. I grew into it, inherited his rhythm, his discipline. Daniel, he avoided the grime like it was beneath him. He hated the smell of grease and the weight of responsibility. He loved the image, though. The photo ops, the charity galas, the polished speeches about hard work he never actually did. And yet, when Dad passed, it was Daniel who delivered the eulogy. Daniel who stepped into the boardroom. Daniel who stood in front of the cameras and called it our legacy. I let it go. At first, I let so many things go. Then came Ava. She entered my world like dawn breaking after years of rain. Warm, bright, fiercely alive. She made me believe in softness, in being seen. Daniel was unimpressed. He said her fire was too wild for someone like me, too grounded, too quiet. "She'll never stay," he smirked once. "She's not built for your kind of life." And eventually, he was right. I didn't lose Ava all at once. It happened slowly, like sand slipping through fingers. She stopped waiting up for me. Her phone always angled away. Laughter in the other room that faded when I stepped inside. I wanted to believe it was stress, distance, something fixable, until I saw the messages. Late-night texts from Daniel. "He'll never understand you like I do. You deserve better. Just wait until it's over." That was the moment my heart stopped bleeding. It didn't break, it calcified, hardened, became something else. I didn't confront them, not then. Revenge doesn't thrive in fire. It needs ice, stillness, strategy. I began collecting, quietly, carefully, every shell company Daniel had funneled money through, every offshore account, fabricated expenses, ghost invoices. I built a portfolio so airtight it could choke a man. I got close to Dad's old lawyer, a stoic man with deep lines in his face, and a worn photo of my father tucked into his wallet. He confided in me one night over whiskey. "Daniel's Flash," he said, "but Flash burns out. You're your father's son. Quiet, watching, then striking." He told me the truth, the real will, the one Dad had rewritten 10 months before. His stroke, not the one Daniel's hand-picked lawyers drafted and paraded around. The true version, signed, witnessed, sealed away in a vault, named me, and me alone. Daniel never suspected. He believed the stage he'd set was the final act. Meanwhile, I waited, watched. He dismantled everything our father built. He replaced skilled workers with cheap labor, slashed quality, raised prices. His arrogance spread like rot. And Ava, she moved in with him before our divorce was even finalized. I saw her once, wearing my grandmother's ring, the one she swore she'd wear forever. But forever is a brittle word in the hands of liars. The final meeting was one I wasn't supposed to know about. Daniel had emailed the details to an old account by mistake, either carelessness or the sort of overconfidence that makes men think they're invincible. So I showed up. Right on time. The room buzzed with false laughter, champagne flutes glinting. In the light, Daniel lounged at the head of the table, Ava beside him, fingers interlaced like a trophy on display. She didn't meet my eyes. Her smile was practiced but brittle. You weren't invited for a reason. Daniel sneered when he saw me. We've already carved it all up. And your wife, she's mine now. The lawyer cleared his throat and opened the envelope. Inside was the real will. Dad's signature dated, notarized, witnessed. Legally flawless. Silence poured over the room like thick smoke. Daniel's smirk twitched. Ava's smile faded. Her eyes flicked between us, unsure where to land. I looked at him, my voice low and level. I'm not here to bargain. I'm here to reclaim what's mine. Daniel lurched toward the desk, shouting about fraud, barking threats of lawsuits and litigation. But I wasn't finished. I slid another folder across the polished oak. Bank statements, transfers, every embezzled dollar, every falsified contract, all mapped out in black and white. The lawyer nodded and opened the second envelope. My court summons. Audit initiated. Charges pending. The room imploded. Ava stepped back like she was bracing for a crash. Daniel turned to her, begging for support. She didn't say a word. She just stared at me. You always said I'd never hold on to her. I whispered. You were right, but you never thought to ask what she was holding on to. I walked out without another glance. A month later, the shop was mine again. The garage smelled like it used 2 oil, iron, and dignity. I rehired the old crew, tossed every cheap contract he'd made. Slowly, we rebuilt, restored every bolt and beam of my father's legacy. Daniel's accounts were frozen. The trial loomed. Ava, she vanished, took a job out of state. I heard. No calls, no letters, nothing. I didn't expect any. I still wear the watch my father gave me when I finished trade school. The glass is scratched, the leather worn, but it still ticks steadfast, steady, just like me. Because revenge doesn't need to shout. It doesn't come with thunder. It comes with quiet. It comes with proof, and when it arrives, it stays.